Nearly one day after Simon announced Hytale was saved, we got 16 minutes of raw Hytale gameplay. Today we're breaking down all the main points from the gameplay footage as well as things you may have missed, but I recommend you guys give it a full watch for yourself. The link will be in the description below. Speaking of description, if you want to know instantly when the next Hytale news drops, join our Hytale community Discord. We'll leave that link in the description below as well. My name is Ani, and without further ado, let's hop right into the breakdown. Taking a look at the first part of the gameplay footage, in the first scene we get to see the player attacking a skeleton mob in Zone 1. Taking a look at the hotbar, in the bottom right we can notice the ultimate ability for the Q. We'll touch more on that throughout the video, showing off the ultimate abilities for each weapon when we see it used in action. There's also new icons for the attack, showing a sword with a timer for attack speed, as well as a shield with a timer for the shield cooldown. Another key feature I noticed was when the mob dies, it plays a cool death animation. Instead of disappearing out of thin air, we can notice a death animation for the specific mob. Later in the video, we'll touch on that a bit more for various other animations for mobs. In the next clip, we get to see the players in a third-person perspective. Those animations are absolutely breathtaking and extremely polished. We also get a new look at how mantling works in Hytale. You could also notice above the hotbar is 6 squares. This is only seen while holding the crossbow, representing an ammo reserve, which we'll touch more on later in the gameplay. Continuing the clip, when the player mantles the rock, we get a full view of the world around him, showcasing just how beautiful Zone 1 truly is. The render distance was also extremely surprising to me. It's absolutely breathtaking for our first look at a once old engine. Moving further along into the footage, once the player jumps off the rock, we get to see our first look at a roll mechanic into a slide mechanic to mitigate fall damage, which looks incredible. The next major thing we see in the gameplay footage is our first look at a player breaking a tree. In 7 years of this game's existence, this is our first time to see what happens when you chop down a tree, and man, it's so satisfying. How it works makes perfect sense because Hytale's trees are so big, once you destroy all the connecting logs of the tree, it seamlessly collapses one block at a time in rapid succession in a very satisfying destructive manner. When the tree is destroyed, the blocks are dropped onto the ground. Around the trees you can also notice various piles of sticks. You can see when the player hovers over them, they can interact with them to pick it up. We see these interactive pop-ups as well with various different foliage and block pickups, which we'll touch more on later. Next we have bow combat in Hytale. Here we see fluid animations for drawing the bow back, and then shooting the skeleton. What specifically caught my attention was the 3-shot special ability, which is the ultimate ability we touched on earlier. We can notice when Simon presses Q, it activates the 3-shot volley, and he's able to fire his next shot activating it. In the next scene, we get to see the Outlander village. Here we get a better look at advanced mechanics of AI in Hytale. Above the Outlanders, we can see an icon representing their current AI state toward the player. Similar to other games in RPGs, the AIs have question marks, and once the player approaches them, we hear a sound and a visual cue to represent the state they are in. Once they begin fighting, we get a new look at the crossbow and battle axe combat. As we touched on earlier, the 6-shot crossbow is able to rapidly fire and requires a reload once ammo is depleted. Another thing worth mentioning, the crossbow doesn't have an ultimate ability. Speaking of this, in this scene we also get to see the ultimate ability for the battle axe, rapidly spinning a section creating a giant damage AoE effect of all enemies nearby. Next we get our first look at breaking pots in Hytale, which drop a wide variety of loot. Here we see the player break the pot with the axe, dropping what looks to be an apple or a carrot. Switching scenes, we see Simon use the mace weapon for the first time in the gameplay footage, showing off its unique fighting style. One thing you may have missed is the crosshair showing arrow directions for each attack. This is a super unique mechanic and really lets the player choose how they want to fight the enemy. This is used in Hytale for a powerful weapon such as the mace in order to deal massive damage while requiring a bit of timing and skill from the player. I love the amount of depth in the combat. We also get our first look at the mace's ultimate ability, being a charge attack, launching the player into the air and dealing the AoE blast damage where he lands. As well as during the same fight, the player becomes low health, you can hear a faint heartbeat and the music fades out, adding great suspense and immersion. In the middle of the fight, Simon opens his inventory for the first time in the footage. We've seen the inventory before, but something is worth highlighting that are new is this pocket crafting towards the top, indicating you'll be needing a physical workbench to craft more intensive items. We also notice a search button and recipes button. The inventory also features multiple craft amounts, auto sort, and buttons to sort items by category. In the next scene, we dive deep into a Scarab nest. As Simon fights the Scarabs, we get to see the Iron Sword in combat. Here we see the Iron Sword's ultimate ability charging up, featuring a blue visual cue to unleash a devastating jab. Next scene, we get a first look at a brand new mob we haven't seen before. Inside of the ghost forest, we see a silhouette of what appears to be some sort of mutated Quebec. Although I'm not entirely sure, we could see it rooted to the ground, wielding an axe. Let us know what you think it could be in the comments below. Following this scene, we see Simon turn around and is spotted by a Varen minion, which we've seen before in this screenshot. Then he quickly turns around and showcases the dagger's ultimate ability, being able to quickly dash away. After the cut, we see our first look at the healing totem and its effects. When the player is being healed, we can notice an icon above the hotbar indicating a slow healing effect, which is replenished while the totem is active. Cutting to the next scene, we see a battle between Simon, a Voideye, and a couple crawlers. Here we get to see the daggers in full effect, rapidly attacking and AoE slicing through the enemies. He also used the ultimate ability here again, showing it damaging the mobs as he dashes through them. In the next scene, we venture further underground of Zone 3. Here we see our first look at a new appearance of bats in the snowy biomes. From the looks of it, they seem to be different from the regular bats, being bigger in size and having added white fur, probably because they need to be adapted to the Zone 3 chilly conditions. In the next scene, while exploring the swamp, Simon comes across a new mob we haven't seen anywhere before. Taking a closer look at it, it appears to be some sort of void creature. I also love how it glows in the dark biome. One thing I'd like to see is having entities light up to be able to reflect the environment it's around. Imagine this, the void creature sneaks up on you and lights up the surrounding area. Can't wait. Another thing worth mentioning is how anytime Simon receives an item, it appears on the right side of the screen, indicating the item name and the amount. Here we could see a seed bag being obtained when he is swinging his weapon cutting the grass blades. Moving into Zone 2, as he walks around, we can see a look at another brand new mob. It seems to be a sort of void larva. While we only see it for a little bit, it resembles a Scarab larva, but we can assume it's some part of the void family with its iconic green eyes. Next, we get our first look at the map in exploration mode. At first glance, we can see the Scarab nest, which looks absolutely massive from the top-down view given from the map. We can also notice that when you open the map, a player list appears showing all the players online. You have the ability to zoom in and out, and you are able to place markers anywhere on the map. As Simon pans around, we get to see those absolute massive Scarab fortresses from the iconic announcement trailer. In another scene, we get to see the map marker used in action, being able to place it, displaying coordinates and a marker corresponding to the compass in the HUD. Finally, one last thing to mention about the map is how it doesn't display the entire world, only parts of the world that have been rendered or explored from what we can tell on the edges of the map. Now back to the Ghost Forest. We get to see our first look at Simon using commands in-game. Pausing when he opens the chat, we can notice a small few details. First off, the graphics mode is set to trailer, as well as creative and adventure modes being set. He's then able to set the time, seamlessly allowing us to get a clear view of the Ghost Forest set in the day. As he walks through the forest, we can see the giant mountains towering in the distance, a true testament to the procedural world generation of Hytale. We get a small glimpse of what we can presume is a dinosaur tail, or is it just a gecko? I don't know. As he moves down underground below Zone 4, we also get a full look at the surrounding area, showcasing just how breathtaking this area is. He walks past what appears to be a Slothian hut. Here we can see 2 target dummies. Going back above ground in the dead forest of Zone 3, we see a rat in the bottom right, as well as a bat. Here Simon battles a horde of undead skeletons and even our first look at the Ember Wolf in this gameplay footage. Swapping to more inventory and creative side of things, Simon gives us a glimpse of quick creative pages. Taking a first look at the tool menu, we can see a wide variety of tools. While most we have seen before, some worth mentioning are the developer or admin tools with red highlights, and these 2 particular items which seem to resemble a tool bag and a toolbox. Just speculating here, these can act as a sort of portable crafting method so you wouldn't need a workbench. Very neat. Next, in the creative menu, he quickly glances over the decorative blocks, showing a wide variety of blocks variants and gem blocks. The next category shows off roof blocks, which have complete unique block shapes and sizes, with various tarps and what appears to be a teleporter block in the bottom right. Moving along, he shows the regular blocks category with a wide variety of Hytale blocks, and one of the most interesting categories here, he shows an array of decorative items ranging from Christmas lights to jack-o'-lanterns, showing just how much creativity and building options the players have. Next, we get a gameplay look at how the content creation tool works in Hytale. Here we see the asset editor, model editor, world gen editor, world tools, builder tools, machinima, and even a help option. One thing worth noting is the model editor, it directly says launches blockbench, allowing players to create models and animations for Hytale. Following along with the footage, he hovers over build tools, showing a wider range of settings with features ranging from changing player model to prefab editors. Simon showcases us the spawn NPC feature, allowing you to directly spawn NPCs in the game, and allows you to view them even in 3D space before spawning them in. I just want to point out how long the list truly is. Here we just see a handful of mobs, but the score reel shows just how many mobs there truly are. After he spawns in the fair and he just flies around, but you can notice on the left hand of the screen there's info messages showing how he can change his flight speed on the fly, giving us an aerial shot of the Chore camp. In the next scene, we get to see our first look at what I assume is a modded item in the game. Keep in mind this is very early and janky, but shows what is possible. Here's the rifle in Hytale. And finally, to wrap up the gameplay footage, Simon teases us with a portal item called the Ancient Gateway. Here we can see him placing it, and then he equips this gem item called Fragment Orbis Bleakroot Bog, interacting with the portal and opening a menu that shows us the Ancient Gateway, which is a time limit of 10 minutes, then allowing you to summon the portal. We get a full glimpse of the portal's animation, leading to some mysterious location. Well, there you have it. There's pretty much everything broken down from the latest 16 minutes of gameplay footage dropped by Simon. And yes, I did say 16 minutes. We didn't want to repeat ourselves, so we skipped over a few things, so be sure to give the full gameplay footage a watch over on Hytale's official YouTube. We'll leave a link in the description below. As well, over on Twitter, Simon clarified stating this was all work in progress, and he already jotted down hundreds of notes of things to fix and improve. Most of the mob's health and stats were placeholders, and he's already even made notes of the skeleton AI and is working to improve them. And did you catch anything we missed? Leave a comment below. There's so many different videos we can make just from this one single gameplay footage, so expect more content and even more Hytale screenshots and gameplay footage in the coming days.